Welcome, Dr. Bryan, to Newsplex Now. I'm looking forward to hearing all about your new book and the secret ingredient to a healthy life. So let's start out. What is nitric oxide?
Well, thank you so much, Patty, for the opportunity, and it's great to be with you. But no, nitric oxide is this signaling molecule. It's recognized to be one of the most important molecules produced in the human body, but it signals the blood vessels to dilate, to improve blood flow and oxygenation and oxygen delivery. It tells our cells to make more energy more efficiently. It mobilizes stem cells. It reduces inflammation. So really it regulates everything we know about health and longevity.
Wow, it sounds like a super important element in our bodies. And I would imagine that we need it to be working properly or healthy levels. Is that right, in order for us to maintain health?
No, absolutely, and that's kind of the motivation behind the book, was to reveal the 40 years of science that we spent understanding this critical molecule into a read that's easily digestible by readers and consumers. But yeah, the science tells us that if you lose the ability to naturally produce nitric oxide, that's the earliest event in the onset and progression of chronic disease, things like cardiovascular disease, which is the #1 killer of men and women worldwide, sexual dysfunction, mild cognitive impairment, dementia, Alzheimer's, diabetes. All of these are symptoms of nitric oxide deficiency.
Wow, that is incredible. So tell me, so you literally wrote the book on nitric oxide. Is that why you wrote it, to help educate people of the importance of this element?
No, that's really the sole motivation. I mean, I spent 25 years in academic medicine and basic science research, published hundreds of papers in the scientific literature, but quickly realized, going and speaking to physicians and patients who are sick and chronically ill, nitric oxide is never part of the conversation that may be contributing to their poorly managed disease. So I quickly realized that there's just a gap in communication. And so I'm very fortunate and honored to be represented by Alan Morrell, my agent and creative management partners, and the publisher Brick Tower Press. They heard this story and realized with me that the enthusiasm to share this story of nitric oxide, to educate and inform the readers that how important this molecule is, what it does, and why everybody should be concerned with it.
Well, that is certainly a worthy mission, I would say. And so basically, how do we maintain healthy levels of nitric oxide in our body? What do we need to do?
Well, that's part of the secret that we reveal in the book. So I encourage people to read the book. But, we understand how the human body makes nitric oxide. We certainly understand today what leads to a lack of nitric oxide production. So very simply, the things that are inhibiting nitric oxide production, we must stop. That includes using mouthwash, fluoride in our toothpaste. These are antiseptics that destroy the microbiome, the bacteria that live in and on our body. And part of their role is to produce sufficient nitric oxide. And then the other big contributor is things like antacids, the Prilosix, the Prevacid, the Nexium, the proton pump inhibitors of the world completely shut down the body's ability to produce nitric oxide. And now there's published data out there showing that people who have been on these drugs for 3 to 5 years have on average about a 40% higher incidence of heart attack, stroke, and Alzheimer's. And all of that is a consequence of inhibition of nitric oxide production. So if we just stop doing the things that inhibit nitric oxide production, start doing the things that promote it, moderate physical exercise, a balanced diet in moderation, green leafy vegetables, elimination of sugar, simple carbohydrates, sometimes it's that simple.
Wow, it really is incredible that you've been able to identify how many things nitric oxide affects in the human body. I'd like to do a shout out to your book, The Secret of Nitric Oxide, Bringing Nitric Oxide to Life, by Dr. Nathan Bryan. So I really hope that people who hear this interview will step up and make a purchase and learn about this important element.
Well, thank you, Patty.
Is there other places we can go for more information?
Yeah, I think, look, I appreciate you getting the word out, but I think this is probably one of the most important books anybody will ever read. And you can get more information at nathansbook.com. That'll redirect you. And you can get the book anywhere where books are sold, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. But also encourage people to get educated and informed through our YouTube channel. We've got an educational YouTube channel devoted to nitric oxide. It's Dr. Nathan S. Bryan, nitric oxide. We've developed products, safe and effective product technology over the last several years at N101.com. That's the letter N, number 1, letter O, number 1, nathanbryan.com, and you can follow me on social media, Instagram, Dr. Nathan S. Bryan, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. So I just encourage everybody to get educated, get informed, and certainly read the book.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Bryan, and I wish you much luck with your book.
Thank you, Patty. I appreciate you helping us get the word out.